So some of you know that I've been a friend of Lizz Reptiles for a very long time. Also a Patreon supporter of hers, very long time. Gave her a shout out very long ago, and have continued to be a friend of hers, and I've been in contact with her on many different occasions. Okay, so that out of the way, you guys also know that I like to paint, and I like to paint things about YouTube too. Like, I've painted a whole bunch of subscribe buttons for people, to have behind them because they're a little bit more versatile than the pillow, that you can just like sit beside yourself and it just fucking disappears if you're somebody who shoots from the chest up, right? So, a while back, I'm going to say the beginning of this summer, I was painting, and I decided to paint in the past Lizz Reptile one of these subscribe buttons. Only I painted her icon picture with it, and I wrote subscribe on it. Right, so it was a very personalized painting, and she's got it in a couple videos. It was behind her, right. I also, having her address, I wanted to also send to some other YouTubers who were in the area, and one of which was staying with her, and that was Sevvie Rose. Now, this one I didn't end up personalizing for Sevvie because Lizz Reptile warned me about associating myself with Sevvie. Now, this is an anime that Sevvie really likes. That's what it's based on, right? And I was gonna, have subscribe and whatnot, but yeah, she told me no, you don't want to associate with her, and this started off a conversation whereby I learned that Sevvie, being in Liz's house, had been physically abusive to her, and that they were trying to work things out. And then I learned a whole bunch of other instances of this abuse. And I don't want to go into detail, but as details come out, should they need to, from Lizz, I will go ahead and say, yes, I heard about that, yes, I heard about that, if I need to support her in that. But in July, Lizz started to suspect that a fundraiser that Sevvie Rose was running was fraudulent, that she was not in fact suffering from cancer, and that there was no proof of her having cancer, and yet she was already starting to raise funds for cancer, right? And the money for this cancer, the help that she was getting for it, pretty much all went to narcotics, dealing with pain management issues. And Lizz tried to get proof of this cancer and was trying not to create more fights in her house. And this being in a very abusive relationship, this was a very real fear of hers. And so she was talking to me about it, and to back up the fact that she had an abusive relationship with Sevvie Rose, and also that she had talked to me about, this fundraiser she has. I'm not sure about it, and also she told me not to associate with her anymore, and was telling other people, maybe you want to back off of that, and she was trying her best in an environment where if she were to publicly out the person that she had staying in her house, her shit would get trashed. She might be attacked again. She was very much afraid of what would go on in her house should this drama bomb go off. So I understand where she was, and as soon as she got the opportunity to separate Sevvie Rose from her home, this being the hurricane that hit Florida, right? She came clean about her suspicions about Sevvie Rose. Now, Sevvie can, come up with all the medical records in order to prove that she had cancer if she wants. The ball's in her court about that. But should it come out that Sevvie was scamming people, I felt like, backing up Lizz in that she had no part in this scam and actually was trying to warn people as much as she could in the situation she was in to not support it. And still, Sevvie Rose was able to raise like $4,000 from YouTube viewers who figured that she must have cancer if she said that she had cancer. You know, so I tweeted out part of a personal message from Lizz Reptile with timestamp on it, just to prove she's not just trying to separate herself from Sevvie Rose right now because shit's going down and Sevvie Rose is going to be pwned all over YouTube for running a scam, right? She's not just trying to separate herself from her now. She was crying out for help, months and months ago, and I heard a lot of went on there, and she was trying her best to separate herself from her, well before this scam happened. Okay, if it's a scam. And that's my 2 cents to add to this conversation. I have nothing to say about the specifics of the abuse that Lizz might not want to say about it, and also I have nothing to say about Lizz's marriage. You can hear all that if she wants to say it from her. Okay?